What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of 90 Day Fiance Season 9, Episode 3, Know You Didn't, Ariela and Biniyam. So, Ariela and Biniyam, I was a little bit exhausted when I was watching the Ariela and Biniyam segment. For the majority of their scenes, I was just like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this for a whole season because Ariela was very exhausting. Whatever season that they were on previously, last season or whatever, she really worked my nerves. She was very, very, very exhausting for me, and I'm like, God, I have to do this all over again because she's back. But towards the end, it got kind of good. So they got approved for the K1 visa. And then, they proceed to show us the roller coaster of their relationship, the ups, the downs, and whatever, all the stuff that they went through last season, the season before. I don't know how many years these people have been on this show, but they showed us, all the historical stuff. And then they did start off as 90 Day Fiance the other way because Ariela had planned to live in Ethiopia. But I guess when she couldn't get along with his family and then the baby started having medical problems, she decided that she wanted to go back to the United States. And with Biniyam's history, where his ex-wife, I think it was his actual wife, when his ex-wife had left him with his first son, obviously he doesn't want to go through that again. So he's decided to move to the U.S. and to be with Ariela and baby Avi. So we find out that, thank God, when they do move to New Jersey, they're going to have their own apartment. They're not going to be living with Ari's family. When you're starting a new relationship and you're moving in with the in-laws so quickly, and especially if you're in this American culture, I just don't see this working out for a lot of people. So it's a good thing they're going to have their own space, but they're going to be very near her family. I think she said they're going to be neighbors. So Ari and Biniyam are going to have their own apartment, and they're going to be next door to her family's apartment. So when Ari had left for the States before, because she had to go to the States for the baby to get his medical treatment. I think the baby had a hernia. So when she went to the United States and left him alone in Ethiopia, there was a situation where she was always trying to get in touch with him. He wouldn't answer his phone. When he did respond, he would tell her that he was in the basement making music. She didn't believe it. She thought he was partying, all night long with girls, messing around with girls. But he was like, no, I'm making music. Well, I guess he really was making music because we see him in the basement this season, and he's got all of this music equipment, recording equipment, and I'm like, damn, Biniyam, where did you get money for all of this? It wasn't super high tech. It didn't look like a full blown Dr. Dre music studio, but he has some, all of that put together. Maybe all of them, him and his friends pitched in and bought all this stuff. So, but yeah, he has like a little amateurish music studio down there in that basement, and it looked pretty nice. So Benny finally breaks it to his friend. So this is the thing. Him and Ari are planning on leaving for the United States within like 3 days. They have 3 days left in Ethiopia. He hasn't told a soul. So while he's up there making beats with his friends, he decides to pull them to the side and let them know that he got approved for his visa and he's going to be moving to the United States. And so his friends are happy for him. They're a little bit skeptical about his relationship with Ari, but he reassures them that they're in a good place now and, no one needs to worry about that. But his friends are like, wow, it's going to be really crazy that you're leaving so soon and you haven't even told your family. So he plans to have a celebration. I guess he's going to premiere, because he's been working on a music video, and he's going to be premiering his video at this celebration, this party. It's like a video premiere party. His family will be there. Obviously, Ari will be there. And so that's when he is going to break it to his sisters that he is leaving the very next day to go to the United States with Ari. So we are at the day of the event. The friends show up, the sisters show up, everybody's there. When Biniyam took off his jacket, because he was wearing a suit, when he took off his jacket and I saw like how swole he was. I mean, Biniyam has always had a really good body because he works out, he does martial arts, he's a dancer. So he's been always really, really fit. But I feel like he's gotten even a little bit more pumped, a little bit bigger in the muscular area. And when he took off his jacket and he was just like busting through that shirt, I mean, you can see those biceps, that everything was just like pop, 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 pop. I was like, Biniyam, when you get to the United States, 2 words, sweetheart: personal trainer. Personal trainer. Okay. I can definitely see Biniyam doing something like that. And that might be a little bit easier for him to start doing. But I think he also has a skill. He's a welder. So, he's like covered in all types of places. He can do personal training, he can teach martial arts, he can do the welding. Biniyam is prepared for multiple streams of income. So, like I said, everybody's there. They watch the video. I have no idea what was going on with the video. They really didn't showcase the video too much on the show. All I saw was people dancing. I really didn't even hear the song. And I really wanted to see the video like for what it was. Like, show us the video, but they didn't. So anyways, after the video, he sits down with Ari and his sisters, and he had a very hard time telling his sisters that he was going to be leaving. So he was very, very nervous. His sisters was like, what is going on? Just tell us. And so he's like, I'm very stressed out. And so he finally tells them that he's going to be leaving the very next day to go to the United States. And the sisters did not take it very well at all. They said that the reason why he did, they said like, well, what about your relationship with Ari? Because it's like, y'all are not in a good place. And he says, no, we were having issues, but now we're a lot better. And he says that he didn't tell them earlier because they asked him. They're like, well, why are you waiting until the last minute to tell us? We're your family. Why wouldn't you have told us any sooner? And he said that, well, because he didn't know what direction his relationship was going to go with Ari. But now they're in a good place. And so, he was able to tell them. It didn't make any sense to me. Like, the whole time that you knew that you were leaving, you knew that you and Ari were in a good place. So why couldn't you have told them the day before, 2 days prior, 3 days prior? You waited until the very last minute to tell them that you're leaving the night before you're supposed to leave. Like, you had when you could have told them, you and Ari were already in a good place. I don't know. I think, and Ari denied it. She completely denied that she did this. But I think that the reason why he waited so long to tell his sisters was because Ari told him to wait until the last minute to tell them. Because if he would have told them any sooner, I think Ari was worried that his sisters would convince him to not go. Biniyam has a very hard time making decisions for himself. When he's with Ari, he does what she says. When he's with his sisters, he does what they tell him. So I think that it was 100% Ari's idea to wait until the last minute, but she denied it because the sisters brought that up. They said, oh, she must have told you to wait until the last minute. And she was like, I had nothing to do with that. This is all on him. Don't put that on me. This was all his idea to tell y'all at the very last minute. But I don't believe it. I think Ari told him to wait. So the sister says, if y'all are, if we're all supposed to be family, like you claim that we're family, then, you wouldn't have done this. You wouldn't have, wanted to tell us. And they told Ari, we see you as our sister, why? Okay. So he didn't want to tell us until the last minute, but you could have told us because you're our family too. And she's like, yeah, I know, I am your family. And then, the sisters were mad at her for not saying anything. And then the sisters were like, we were so good to you. And Ari was like, y'all were not good to me. Y'all were not good to me at all. Y'all were really mean to me. So then the sisters and Ari go back and forth, back and forth. And then Ari says that she's happy that she'll never have to see them again. And then one of the sisters, I think her name is Wish, she says, well, you don't understand then what family is and what family means. And then Ari says, I'm not marrying you. I'm marrying Biniyam. And that's when Wish threw the wine into her face. And after that, the sisters got up, they left. Ari got up and she's like, oh my God, it really burns. Yeah, girl, it's alcohol. It is going to burn your eyes. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, when you go to the United States, Benny, you're not going to see your sisters ever again. You're going to have to sneak around behind Ari's back to talk to your sisters on the phone. And heaven forbid if she ever catches you communicating with these women, she's going to kick you right back to Ethiopia. So you need to play it really, really clever, really, really smart when you get to New Jersey. And if you still want to have a relationship with your sisters, you better make sure that Ari never gets wind of it because she'll send you packing back so fast. It's not even going to be funny. So the producers asked the sisters, so what do you think about them getting married in 90 days. And they're like, they're not going to make it 90 days. There's no way. They said it's 0% chance that they're going to last 90 days. I think they're going to get married. I really do, because there's just too much work put into this for this to not work. I don't see why it wouldn't work. Now that they got the sisters out of the way, the friends out of the way, she's going to have Biniyam all to herself. So whatever issues they have is going to be strictly, their own issues. I don't think that I do believe that they're going to get married in 90 days. Yeah, so that was that. The Wish was really, really upset. And I couldn't believe that she did that. And I was like, oh my God, Ari, how embarrassing. When you're fighting with someone and they're holding a glass of some type of liquid, get up and walk away, because you're about to be drenched, you're about to be baptized. You should have gotten up and walked away when she picked up that wine glass, because everybody saw that coming. Wow. I know Ari cannot wait to get the hell out of Ethiopia. That is my review of 90 Day Fiance. Oh, one more thing that I have to mention about Biniyam. I feel bad for Biniyam. With him coming to the United States and being with Ari and her family, who are always going to side with Ari. No, I take it back. They're not going to, because I think the mother, when she went to Ethiopia, I think the mother was very diplomatic when it came to their issues. She listened to both sides. She listened to Benny. She listened to Ari. She called Ari out, and she called Benny out. So I think the mother is very, very fair and diplomatic, but I still feel bad that Biniyam is going to be in New Jersey by himself, because Ari is extremely controlling. She's very, very controlling. Things have to be done all the time, her way, the way she wants it, just like what she did with the baby, when she took him back to the United States and didn't tell him at the last minute, which reminds me, when she decided, because she did the same thing. Oh, no, never mind. That was a completely different situation. She took her baby. Do y'all remember when she took her baby back to the United States for his medical procedure, and she didn't tell him until the day before she was supposed to leave, so that he wouldn't change her mind, or he wouldn't give her a hard time about it? And you're going to tell me that Ari did not tell Biniyam to wait until the very last minute to tell his... That's her MO. That's what she does. She's the last minute queen. So she did it to him, and then now she tells him to do it to his sisters, but then she's going to deny it. Ari, that was all you. You told that man to wait until the last minute to tell his sisters. That's it, because I think Biniyam has enough love and respect for his sisters to give them fair warning, to let them know way ahead of time that this is what's going to be happening. I don't think at all that Biniyam would have done this to his sisters on his own. Now, that's my review. If you made it this far, I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. On your way out, don't forget to rate the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this content. If you don't like it, perfectly okay. Thank you for stopping by anyway. And I will talk to you later. Bye.